just a minute. One envelope. Hi, thank you. So, checking it. Let's check it out.
So that is a cheap lesson for you, losing £5, paying £5.
Throw the flannel, Jack. Come on. Oh, thanks, Derek. You're welcome. Good gentleman.
I've got a bad cold coming on.
Can't be mine.
Hey?
Can't be mine. Incubation period is, what? 4 days. And I've had rid of mine for a lot longer than that. That's just in case you start blaming me. Hey, Oscar? Is your mum in?
No.
Where is she?
Christy. Here she is now.
What have you been up to?
Huh?
What have you been up to? Why's your mum had to send for me? Well, do I wait till your mum comes? Do I?
Yeah.
What is it? Pardon?
Pair of gloves.
So what?
For a finger.
And did he create trouble about it because you couldn't have any? You got belted, yeah. No doubt you asked for it as well. Hello.
I belted him in town this morning, screaming like a lunatic. at top
Because
of
he
his
couldn't have any
voice.
gloves?
Because he couldn't have any gloves. And because I wouldn't get him a sword. I bought him a gun, which I promised him. I bought him them that he's got on his feet.
You bought him a new pair? Yeah.
And he saw a sword. He wants a sword. I said, you can't have a sword. So,
Did you get a new pair of pumps this morning?
not this morning. When did
Oh.
we get them? Monday.
Monday? Look at you. Yeah. Well, that's the new then.
I said, no, you can't have them. So Alan said, well, we can't play sword fighting. He said, with only one sword. I said, well, you're not getting one. I've just bought that for you.
Yeah.
So then he started. He turned round and belted me one in Woolworths.
I never.
You did. You did, Oscar. I'm not
Where
telling no
did you
lies.
belt your mother?
I never.
You went like that as I was coming out of Woolworths and I said, right, you've had it. I'm going
Look
on
at
cold.
me. Look at me in the face. Look at me in the face. Did you belt your mother? I asked you a question. Oscar, look at me. Why did you belt your mother?
I never sword.
Where do you think the money comes from? You don't go short of money. I know that. Do you? Do you? You get money every day to go to school, don't you? Extra money. Don't you? And you get other things bought you. Have you apologised to your mother since? No, I'll bet you haven't, have you? I want to hear it now. I'm sorry, Mother, and I won't do it again. Come on.
Sorry, Mum, I won't do it again.
Do you mean that? Because if you do it again, I'll sort you out. And you know what that means, don't you? If your mum says you can't have something, she means it. Either she hasn't got the money or she doesn't think you deserve it. Do you understand? And it's not for you to question that decision. She'll decide when you can have it and when you can't, and you have to wait. Shouting and swearing at your mother's bad enough, But to strike your own mother, that's going too far. Isn't it? Now, at the moment, your dad's not fit enough to deal with you, is he? Is he still in bed downstairs?
No, he's in hospital.
He's gone back in hospital again.
Back to Queen's Park, he's been in a fortnight.
Oh. So I'm going to have to sort you out again, aren't I then? And you've been belted, yeah. But you wouldn't be belted like I belted you, would you? Would you?
Well, you'd have thought a bit people downtown Saturday that we were killing them.
That's it. Showing you up in front of all the
They
people
were
in
showing
town
us
as
up
well.
in front of them, but there were one woman checked us
For hitting it?
for hitting him. I shouldn't hit him.
It says you've not need to hit him like that.
Yeah,
And then a
interference.
fella off a motorbike, he
He come and
interfered
played
with Christine because she was checking him over something.
Yeah, she's minding her own
Put the
business.
place down.
Yeah.
But you're talking to this, talking to you, Oscar.
The children have to do what their mothers and their fathers tell them. No argument about it. And if there is, they get punished. And they say,
So you're
well,
going to behave.
I'll have to do like
Right.
his father
And
would
if I
do.
say if I haven't got it, I haven't got it, eh?
What would, if your father was here and fit, what would he do? What would he do?
No,
Pardon?
what are you doing now?
He'd what? Yeah, yeah. Harder than your mother, wouldn't it? So I say I'll have to take your dad's place in that respect.
You'd have it harder than me, wouldn't you, Oscar?
Well, he knows I can. Don't you? Right, okay.
You're probably washing up or something.
You better take notice.
So,
Behave yourself.
when I've got it, you can have it, but when I haven't got it, Oscar, you can't have it.
It's the same. I mean, a lot of families, the pressures of today, they can't cope with them. And they react in this way. They sort of give up. And in many cases, there's a father here or stepfather who suffers from heart trouble, can't cope. So he has to seek assistance. Hello, friend, thank you. Some more. I thought I got enough for today. Never mind. But these situations manifest themselves. You know, situations in a home like that manifest themselves in assaults of violence, kids going out and stealing. Parents don't know how to cope with them. So again, this is where we're brought into it. And we have to try and sort the problems out for them. Sometimes we're successful, other times we're not. But at least if we're successful with one or two, that means perhaps a future, it's one or two less criminals for the chaps to deal with later on.
Thank you. Hello. You've given this gentleman a wrong name and a wrong address, haven't you? What's the big idea, Olwyn? Is it right what this man says, what you've done? Oh. So she's given you a false name and address, as it is? Your mother and father be in? Your mum will? She's not going to be pleased at all, is she? Hey? Here. Now then, you tell your mother first what you did.
Nick somewhat from
Tell her what you nicked, as you say.
bread and some nipple.
And some?
Ripple.
Obviously, what I said to her the other day, Mrs. Black, it hasn't sunk in at all, has it? I've been wasting my time on that. Do you know what can happen to you for this?
Yeah.
What?
Brought up in juvenile court.
And then what? Do you want to be sent away like your brother?
No.
Do you think your mum wants you sent away?
No.
She might do after this performance, mightn't she? She might have had enough. How does she know when you go out that you're not going to go stealing?
She doesn't.
No, so what do you think she feels like? Hey?
Don't know.
Your dad's going to be right pleased when he comes home, isn't he?
He is.
Hey? Having a full day at the court and then coming home and having to be told that his daughter's a thief. Well, I think there's only one solution to it, Mrs. Black. She's going to have to go before the court and let them sort her out. Because obviously it's not doing any good me talking to her. I know, granted, I've only spoken to her once, haven't I? But that means you have a criminal conviction if you go before the court. Do you not realise?
Yeah.
Well, why did you do it?
You know what's happened to our Paul now? Just before his exams, he's away in a place like that. Do you want that?
No.
You don't seem a bit bothered, Alwyn. You don't seem that much bothered. How you're upsetting your mother and your father. They've got enough on their plate with your brother. Haven't they?
Yeah.
You just sit there and you just say, yeah, no.
She cried the other night and promised faithfully she'd never do anything like that again.
After I'd told you what had been happening.
Yeah.
And only a few days later you're at it again. But this time it's more serious, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want taken to the police station?
No.
Well, that's where you're going to have to go. Why did you do it? Don't say, I don't want that answer, I don't know. I want an answer. Why did you do it?
Felt like it.
You felt like it?
Can't think of how else.
Don't speak to me like that, Olwyn. You've been given a chance already, haven't you? Only a couple of days ago. And what do? You let yourself down, you let me down, and your mother and dad. How do you think they feel? Hey?
I know how I feel. I feel just like walking out.
How do you think your mother feels? Your father's away at court because of Paul, having to go to court because of your brother. And then I come to tell your mum what you've been doing.
Who sent for you?
The store.
Oh.
You know, if any shoplifters are picked up, they ring us. Why did you do it, Alwyn? If there's a reason, let me know about it and we'll see what we can do. If you're unhappy, let us know about it. Do you like it at home?
Yeah.
Do you like your mum and dad?
Like me mum.
What's to do with your dad? Why do you not like your dad?
I like him sometimes.
Well, what about times you don't like him?
'Cause he always nags on.
Why does he nag on? Is she right?
She's right.
What does he nag at and natter at Olwyn about?
Well, and it all depends what mood you catch him in. I mean, sometimes she'll be walking out at the kitchen and come past and he'll dig her. But if he's walking past her, he'll do that with her. Now, sometimes she'll do it to him. Sometimes he'll laugh at it, and sometimes, like he did the other day, he'll turn around and jump on her. All right, it is... You can't describe him as got sort of a cold all his own.
Does he hit you?
He has done once or twice.
But not lately.
Oh no. Just last time he did it, we threw a knife at me and I sent it to place. He's never done it
Has
since.
he been in trouble before?
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, and that was my fault, I admit that. So we're nagging and whatever. But, no,
But it's
not
this
to-
one we're bothered about.
Yeah.
Isn't it, Olwyn? That's, saying you don't like your dad, that's no excuse, is it? Hey?
No.
If you really love your mother, which I think you do, don't you? Why do this and bring disgrace? Nobody will employ you.
You know what she wants to do when she leaves school?
What?
Be a prison warden.
No chance. No chance. The only chance you'll have if you carry on how you are is seeing prison, is being inside yourself, isn't it? If you don't mend your ways, you've got to take a long look at yourself. Once you start thieving and getting a criminal conviction, you keep getting them if you're not careful. And then by the time you're a woman and grown up, you're in prison. Will you take anything?
No.
It'd better be the truth, Olwyn, because if there's any more, that's it. Straight to court. Right? What do you say to your mum?
Sorry.
Okay. This way, that's toilets.
Oh, Jen.
You want to do what? Brand new pair of gloves.
Yeah, brand new.
Never used. With a little bit of string that used to tie them together like that. Girls. Where did these come from? They're lifted, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where from?
Wallace.
From Woolworths. Is that from Woolworths? While we're at it,
No.
come on.
Honest, he didn't.
Let's get to the bottom of it.
He didn't.
As I say, if I'm not satisfied, then I'll pass you over to
He didn't even
CID.
sell them in Wallace.
So you lifted these this morning from Woolworths?
Yeah.
Right.
Co-op.
This morning?
Yeah.
Co-op.
2, and he's got 2. He's got 1, he give 1 to her.
Yeah, I haven't gone through his pocket, you see. This here is your gear, right?
I bought that bag.
Yeah. I'm not bothered about the bag, I'm bothered about the school clothes in here. What have you have done is left home this morning, dressed in these, correct?
Yeah.
With that gear inside there. When you've got outside, you've changed out of your school pants and your school jumper and stuffed them in the bag. Then before you go home tonight, you'll change back into those again, won't you? Yeah. So that your mum and dad think you've been to school. Correct? Yeah. And as usual, while you're out truanting, as it always follows, you get into trouble. You were in Boots this morning, shouting about how much does the store detective get, right?
He did that. He did
Yeah,
that.
I can believe it. It's silly enough, aren't you? Then you go wandering around Woolworths, knocking this sort of stuff off, and in the co-op. Hello, Mrs. Clay. All right. They've explained what's going on, have they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Michael. Long time since I saw you, isn't it?
He's wearing his clothes. He's coming.
Then it's no use me telling you and then having to tell him all over again, is it? You know, you might as well listen to what's going on.
What are you doing?
So this is all the stuff, you know, they picked up here.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
as you can see from his clothes, he's let you think he was going dressed like that for school,
Yeah.
and he's taken his other clothes out. When he's got out, he's got changed. It's often a
Yeah.
practice of kids who are going to truant. They'll take different clothes out. Before they come home, he would have changed back into those, and you would have thought he'd been at school, and he'd have had his other clothes that I've given you.
Clean.
Your mum and dad didn't know you weren't in school yesterday afternoon, did they? They didn't know you were at school last Wednesday and other occasions. And they didn't know, as I said to you this morning, that you're out this morning and getting involved in shoplifting. Right? And the rings that you
Get on
stole
to
last week.
now before I belt you.
And those,
Stand up and look at
you
him
were
when he's
there
talking
when
to
these
you.
were stolen by Hargreaves, weren't you? Because this isn't the first time. And strictly speaking, I should have handed you over to the CID. But for the other's sake, as well as yours, and also for your mother and father's sake, I've left it at this, between me, the school, and your parents. As I've always said, truancy always leads to something else. You daren't go home, you're not at school, So you have to go to find somewhere to go, and it's nice and warm and dry in the shopping precinct, isn't it? The thing is this,
Well, you think twice about doing it again.
that now they're going to tighten up on truancy. Everybody's got fed up of it. Headmasters, teachers, the police, parents. And they're starting this Thursday with some prosecutions, first for a long time, for truancy.
You see, they're encouraging this at school, aren't they?
That's right. Well, what happens is the school send the cards in every so often when they've been truanting, and then it's up to the education welfare.
If you were off
officers
for
to
an
come and
hour, if
see
you weren't in school at 9 o'clock, they'd be up, they want to know where you were.
Yeah.
Headmaster would come up, like he does down here.
Yeah.
He works hard on these kids down here at this infant school, and when they leave, they've gone to
Jones.
pieces,
Yeah.
Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
He knows, he wants to know where they are. He thinks about them, he looks after them. But these other schools, they'll tell you. Yeah, look, if they don't come in, that's all right with us. If they come in and they walk out, it's still all right. If they want to sit there and learn, we'll learn. Now, that's what you get off them. Now, that's these teachers. But if you think back, when it all started, these students striking and all this, half of them now is teaching in these schools, and it's going rotten to the
I see
core
what you
now.
mean. They watch teachers go on strike and not going to work, so they're
No, I mean, when
striking
these
at
were
school,
students,
so-
and they've got a few more years on them, these is teaching these kids that's coming up.
That's
Where's
right.
it going to finish, this?
I don't know. As I say, truancy it always leads to this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Get involved in this.
And one thing leads to
And
another
then
if they keep getting
yeah.
away with it. Well, they get away with it, they'll do it again. What do you say now? Yes.
Well, I'll tell you the way you can thank me, by not truanting
listen.
and not doing this, and not getting to lumber. All right.
Come here, Bernard. Come here. Come on. Bernard! Come down now or I'll come up and I'll belt you. Now come down and don't walk away when I'm talking to you again. Now get back in there. Won't fall. Now get in. Don't come here! Get up there. Don't walk away from me. Get in. Get them hands out of your pockets, or I'll have your way now. Turn out. Turn round. Now just cut it out.
Do you think it's a good life for young working people?
Yeah, I think it is. If he doesn't mind the shift work, working weekends and so on, and deviations, and he doesn't mind putting up, setting himself as a whipping boy, catching it from both sides. You know, these student rallies and things like that, where you're there to step between two elements. I mean, the policeman catches it from both sides. Whatever he does, it's wrong. You know, he's the boy, he's a whipping boy. He's there as a figure of the establishment, and he's the one who catches it. And he's not allowed to have personal opinions and feelings. You know? And these yobbo students, who are idle layabouts, most of them, who keep going from one course to another and don't want to work. These are often the agitators, in many cases, and the leaders of these factions which cause trouble in student rallies. And they're the ones who take it out on the police. And then, if the policeman shows his human side of his nature and perhaps retaliates in cases, then he's in the mire, you know, for retaliating. And then, from the establishment point of view, if he doesn't treat it right, the establishment get onto him as well. So he catches it from both sides. But if you can put up with that sort of thing, well, all right, so you've got to have a thick skin. And I must have, I don't know, because it doesn't worry me what anybody thinks, particularly. I don't lose any sleep over it. If I did, I wouldn't be in this job anyhow. I'd have left it long ago. If they don't like it, they can lump it. But that's what it's all about. I think it is a good life. It's not quite as good as it used to be. I think there's more danger attached to police work than there used to be. There's more violence used towards policemen, certainly, than there used to be. But this is a general trend in all fields, that violence is sort of breaking out in all sorts of aspects. Trade union disputes, picket lines and so on. Again, student rallies and protests. All sorts of odd factions, we call them small political factions, left-wingers, Marxists, international socialists, and all the other worms that crawl out from under stones. You want to do away with the establishment. All right, the establishment has its faults and so on, but their solution is no answer at all. In fact, it's worse than the present establishment. It's been proved many times, isn't it? Proved to my satisfaction, anyway.
What do you think the solution is?
Well, I think status quo until they find something different. Well, certainly not anarchy, and not a totalitarian regime, which you would get if the international socialists and the Marxists took over. With it would come the concentration camp, with people like that. And people who disagree with the views will be either shot, or disappear in some way or other, dropped in a bath of acid, or yeah. Are you making a note of all this? It's nothing to do with jail, though. Have another one. No? No.
They're your favourite flowers, aren't they?
Yeah. Favourite perfume as well.
Felicia.
It's not Mother's Day or tomorrow, is it?
Yeah, well, they don't want to leave them at our house, do I?
Have we finished work?
Yeah.
There's some steak and kidney there.
What did you think of Lillian becoming a policewoman when she did?
Well, to tell you the truth, she said, can I go? Is it all right if I join the police force? I said, yes, if you want. But I thought she'll never stick it. She'll never, well, especially when she had to go to Bruges Police Training College. I expected her walking in during the day with packed her bag saying, I'm not going back. She had a few crying doos, I think.
Oh yeah, first fortnight. Remember when my dad saw me on the train at Preston?
Well, like she
And
were
I was only going to Warrington. He thought I were emigrating. I'm going,
Anyway, I think it's the best thing that she ever did, because she seems to have made a success of it, you know. I know, the detectives that I've not, the older ones, you know, I knew them when I was young, because I always worked in a big store in town when I was young. And that's how I got to know them, and they always said how, you know, she'd made a good job of it. You know, it seems just what she wanted to be. So that's it.
only 11 years to do for my pension. 11 years for my pension.
We won't be here then, will we? I don't think.
Of course you will. You never.
know, do you? Pension. And your daughter having a pension, you will feel you're old then, won't you?
A free bus ticket, I know.
No, I'd only be what?
She'll only be 45.
Ooh, only, that's ancient.
You think you will think, you won't think so when you get to be 45. You think everybody's had it when they turn 30 now, don't they?
Well,
Younger people do.
teenagers do, don't they?
If you're not married by the time you're 18, you're on the shelf.
Oh, this is what they think, isn't it?
Used to say that to you, didn't they? Are you not married yet?
Yeah. They used to think that would be all and end all, didn't they? When you saw girls at school, who you were at school with, the first things they used to say were, are you not married yet?
A week after, you'd see them in domestic court.
By the way, I'm Mrs. Brooks, policewoman of the Juvenile Liaison Department. So why have I come to see you?
Really well. Really up.
Yeah, but what about?
Me?
And what's wrong with you? What have you been doing? Hey? Speaking to you.
Well, just because I won't behave myself.
And your language, isn't it?
Well,
Isn't
I
it?
have bad language.
Do you call telling, your mother to F off not bad language?
No.
Not funny. And it's not very ladylike. Do you think you're being clever?
Nope.
Well, why do you say it?
Well, you get some new wit.
Is that the way to speak about your mother? Hey?
She nags.
Well, what's the main reason? What's the main source of the trouble?
Oh.
Are you stupid?
No.
Do you think it's clever to tell your mother or anyone to F off or whatever language you use? Do you think that's something clever and big? Because I'll tell you what it makes you out to be, which really I'm sure you're not. People hear that and you know what it just sounds like? A slut, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Would you like it if somebody turned around and told you to? F off?
No.
Or do you use it often? And think it's clever and
We
big?
use it when we're at school.
You do you?
Yeah.
Who to?
Mates.
Do you think it's very clever?
Well, if they say it to you, they get it back.
That's just lowering yourself down to their level, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
What if you were, walking along the road and somebody said to you, F off, what would you think? Just what would you think?
I don't know.
I don't know what I would certainly think. I think, well, what a little slut that is. Not clever. You're not being big or impressing anyone. You're just making people, think you're like that big. Why do you tell your mother these things? It's not funny, I'm being quite serious about it. I think it's absolutely disgusting, a girl of your age, and your background, and the kind of home you come from. Even girls that live in pigsties of houses don't use that sort of language. Has she used it to you, Mrs. Ross?
Yeah. She
What,
used
the
it to
obscene
me.
language?
Yes.
Why? For what reason?
Well, you tell her to do anything, you see, and she just turns around and tells you all this. And if I say you're not doing so and so, well, she'll just go and do it.
I know
I've done
what if
my
you're
best
yeah.
ever since I've had her. Now, I've had her since she was a fortnight old because my sister's gone to work.
Yeah.
They were left without a home.
Yeah.
And I brought them up here because I was on my own. And I've brought them up, I've done my best. For all three of them, her mother as well. I mean, her mother's not all that good. I've problems with her mother. I've told them to go before today.
Problems with Karen's mother?
Yes. But you see, well, I've nowhere to go. You put me out on the street. This is what I get. And I just keep putting up with it and putting up with it. And over the years, it's getting worse and worse. And it's just getting that now, I can't put up with it.
No, you're not having that in your own home, are you?
Well, as I say, they're that much younger than what I am. And I'm just not going to put up with it.
No. Do you not do what you're told?
Well, yeah, no.
You don't? If you were my daughter, I'd smack you right round your face. I would. No hesitation. Who the hell do you think you are? Who do you think you are? How old are you?
I'm 14.
You're a little girl, aren't you?
You're not 14 till October.
You're 13 years of age, and who the heck do you think you are that you've to dominate your mother and dominate your auntie and use the foul language that you use? Who do you think you are? Is it because you have a filthy mouth and it wants washing out? Or are you a slut? And if you want people to think you're a young lady, a feminine young lady, you won't use that language, will you? Do you think she will try, Mrs. Ross, or...?
Well, I hope she will.
How are you going
Because
to...
it's got to the point. I can't take any more. I can smack her, but it's not hurting her, it's hurting me more than it does her.
Yeah. Are you going to try?
Yeah.
Because I shall call in a week and ask your aunt. And if she says no, it hasn't improved, well, I'll take you down to the police station. Nothing clever about using language like that. Where has she gone now? Stamp upstairs. See how she goes on, Mrs. Ross?
You see, her mother and her are two of a kind. They both have terrible tempers. And if she comes in a bad mood at night, she'll start on either one of the two of them, or she'll start on me.
Who, Karen?
No, mother.
Her mother. She wants to...
I mean, she's so quick-tempered.
She should be
Very
very grateful to you, shouldn't she? That
this is what all my neighbours say. Because she never does a thing here. It's all done. She never does a thing for those children. Have to do it all. You won't get up in the morning and see them off to school.
Do you think she'll come down, Karen?
We'll go and see her if we can go, if you like.
I'll give her a shout, see if she'll come down.
Karen?
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 No, never mind, leave her. I'll call again and see her. I'll wait, no, I'll wait here. Can I just say something to you? Listen, your auntie's been explaining. Listen, I'm not going to bawl and shout at you. Karen, listen. Come here, love.
So you're doing me?
Will you listen a minute, love? Listen. Your auntie's been explaining one or two things to me. Are you listening? Are you listening? Hey? Come on. Stop crying. I did shout at you because of your language. And I'll shout again if you used it. Are you listening? Karen? Your auntie's been explaining one or two things to me, all right? So I might understand a bit more now, right? Are you listening? But it's no excuse for your language, is it? Hey? Is it? So no more of it, hey? Not going to be any more of it. I'll call again and see you sometime when you're not all upset. All right? Karen? Are you listening?
She's in a concert tonight.
All right, come on. I'll call again, Mrs. Ross. All right, Karen?
How many in the packet?
20.
20.
Me and my sister shared them, you see. And when I take them out, my pencil case has no zip. When I do my homework, my sister takes them, my sister's. And they use them
When?
when I do my homework.
Yeah.
And
So if I see your sister, she will tell me that you bought packets of felt tip pens from Boots.
Yes.
And that she shared them with you.
Yeah, when...
Do we have to send for her to ask her?
Yes.
You've told lies in the past, haven't you, Rashida?
Yes.
Haven't you? Is there any reason why I shouldn't suspect now that you're telling lies?
I'm not telling lies
Eh?
for them.
Well, if this thing is investigated properly and we go through it properly, and we find out that you have been responsible for some of this stealing in this school, the matter will end differently. Now, when I'm giving you the opportunity now to say something to me, if you know anything about these thefts and if you're responsible, because once I've left this school and not established that, and we send the CID in to make full inquiries, you will be locked up, is that clear? If you're responsible. Now, you've the choice now,
Well, this
whilst I'm here, to tell me whether or not you have stolen anything from the bags. Because if we find out later that you have, you'll be dealt with entirely differently. It'll be more serious. You'll be taken out to the police station and kept there. Is that clear?
I knew this school's a secondary school, and if
You
I
knew
take,
what?
This school's a secondary school,
Yeah.
and if I take something, it'll be very seriously. And so I didn't take anything from this school, and then the other day, someone took my things, and my friends.
Right, are the other two girls outside?
Yes.
Will you go out? You go out and wait and send them both in here, will you?
Yes.
She's known as being a hard case, this one. I don't think she's a liar, as we found out before. Come in. Oh, you two girls have lost stuff out of your bags, haven't you? What have you lost out of yours?
8.5 pence first, an apple, and then this week an apple and a pen.
And she was supposed to be looking after it, yet something went.
Yeah, I remember.
Now, when she was looking after it, perhaps you not know this, but I'll ask you anyway. When she's looking after it, does she have the bag alongside her? Does she keep it with her, her bag?
Well, if she's sat on her chair, she puts her foot on it.
Oh, I see.
So she's looking after it.
Yeah.
So no one else can go near
So
it.
nobody else then, while she's doing that, could go in and take something out, could they?
No, I don't think so.
No. Unless Rashida did.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I don't think she would do though, because she's my best friend, Rashida.
Oh. But during that time you once 18 pence missing. Was it 18 pence, did you say?
8.5.
8.5 pence. While she had a foot on it.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's strange? That while she had a foot on it, 8.5 pence disappears from your bag.
No, that was when we all left the bags together.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well,
That was my apple when she had a foot on it. My apple.
just an apple and nothing else.
Yeah, and we all three of us went to the sandwich room, didn't we? And Mrs. Lee took us for geography. Then in English, I noticed that my apple had been
Yeah,
missing.
go on.
I was looking in my bag for my pencil case. I thought, hey, I had an apple for my lunch. And I was looking for it and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then we went into the sandwich room at dinner time. Rashida had an apple exactly like it. I thought, I wonder whether that was it. Because it was exactly the same as what
Yeah.
I had. Because I remember it had a brown mark on.
And she was eating that.
Yeah, and it was just like it. And then I found the apple core in my bag. I found an old apple core in my bag.
Yeah.
At the bottom of my bag.
Mm.
And I hadn't
Okay.
eaten it.
Right, thanks very much. Will you go and wait outside and ask Rashida to come back in, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that English girl called?
Julia Newton.
Julie. Yeah. You look after a bag for her, don't you, sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah. One day you were looking after a bag. How do you look after it? Do you put your foot on it or something?
My foot on it.
Yeah, yeah. When you look at it, it's alongside you or on the floor, and it's very close to you.
Yeah, two desks, and it's on the other side round, and I'm near the window.
And sometimes you put your foot on it, she says, when you're looking after it, so nobody can get hold of it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right. A few days ago, she had an apple in that bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it went missing after you've been looking after her bag.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
I was
And
round.
then at lunchtime, you were seen eating an apple.
Yeah, that was mine. I brought from home.
You brought from home.
Yeah.
Do you bring apples from home as well?
Yeah, because you see, I never brought dinner tickets, so I had sandwiches, you see.
Oh, we're changing again now. I thought you always brought dinner tickets.
Yeah. I brought dinner tickets sometimes.
But just that day, that one day, you brought an apple. which happened to be a coincidence the day that she brought an apple as well. And then the apple core finished up back in her bag.
I don't know.
She had an apple core in, you know. Shortly after she missed it, you were seen eating an apple, right?
Yeah.
You say that you had an apple that day from home, which I don't believe, really. I don't think so. I think you had that apple out of that bag. Now, come off it. Don't start sliding again. I've had it enough before with you telling lies. You told lies to Mrs. Brooks the last time you were in, weren't you? You did tell lies, and you told lies to your father. And I think you're telling lies about that apple. I think you had that apple out of that bag, that you ate it, and that you threw the core, all right, it went in, or you deliberately put the core back in the bag. And on another occasion, when you were looking after the bag, something went out of it. While she was away in science and you were looking after it, something disappeared out of that bag. No. How come that something goes missing on the occasions when you're looking after that bag?
She has to go down to Lorraine, you see, to do science with her. So our science teacher said that 4 had to be in a group. So I went round with Julie as well. Yeah. The same time she went round.
I'm not satisfied at all. Not satisfied at all. No, I'm telling you this. Pardon? I'm telling you this. If I don't get the truth from you this morning, because I think you did have that apple, an apple's neither here nor there, but there are other things gone as well. And I say I'm not entirely satisfied at all with what you told me this morning, because we've had experience with you before. You are quite capable of telling lies, convincing lies, aren't you? Aren't you?
My little sister, she brought my little sister and her friend. I'd give them money with my sandwiches that go get me an apple and an orange from the shop because I never went. So they brought an apple and an orange for me the same day, and that same day I even had an orange.
I think you had that apple out of that bag, and I think you ate it out of her bag.
No, I brought me apple all honest. I brought it from that girl's shop, that Indian girl sitting outside.
Right. You go. Take your bag. Right, you can all go back. It's all right. She won't have it at all.
No.
I've tackled her, you know, and tried to trip her up.
It's a funny situation, isn't it?
But she won't break at all. The only thing is, I don't know, we can only set a trap, that's all.
You can see who she is.
Right, do you want her in?
Yes, we'll have words with her. Dear little thing. Come here, Sheena. Put your bag down. I'm going to have a look at your hands first of all. Where did all this green come from?
So I touched the sexual and the purse inside, so it had green stuff inside and went on my hands.
Went on your hands, so you were stealing, were you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. How often have you been stealing before?
So many times, sir.
Many times?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What have you taken?
So pencils and some money, sir.
And all these?
Not all of them.
Some of those pens?
Yes, some of them.
Some of them? Why didn't you tell Sergeant Ray this yesterday?
I was frightened yesterday morning.
Why? What you were afraid of? Don't you know?
No.
You're afraid of your dad? Yes. Why? Or were you afraid of your dad? What was going to happen?
He shouted at me.
He'll shout at you. And what do you call someone who steals things?
A bad person.
A bad person. What about a thief? You call someone a thief who steals, don't you? You want to be a thief? Known as a thief? You have no friends then, will you? When you're known as a thief? Your dad doesn't want you to be known as a thief, does he? This is why he'll shout at you, isn't it? When you do wrong, your dad will shout at you. You know what happens to thieves? No?
They go to prison.
They can go to prison, yeah. Boys and girls don't go to prison, do they? In the special places, the boys and girls who don't behave themselves, they go away to special school and they stay there. You like living at home, don't you? No more, Rashida, understand? And the next time, don't be frightened to tell the truth. If you tell the truth, people will try and help you. They can't help you if you tell them lies, can they? Now, on you go.
Stay there.
Pardon?
Take
No,
them.
leave those there just now, Rashida, please.
Do you want the other one?
Yes, please, yeah.
Hello, is your mother in? Is your mother or father in?
Yes, Pardon?
Yeah, I'm a policewoman. Can I?
Oh, sure.
Joe, I think I better just ask first. Yeah. Okay, if you just hang on a minute. Hello. 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 You speak English?
I'm going to court now. I'm court now.
You were going to court?
Yes.
What for?
You coming, my home is there for my daughters. She tell me, not my fault that. Oh, one time he is a fault, he is taken some toffee, some house broken window. Sergeant come in my home. I said, Sergeant, oh please, you smoke, and he is a diet. I don't like my child go in any broken window and go through it.
No.
You take it him and put in the jail. I don't like my sons.
No.
I don't like.
No.
I'm soldier, my father soldier, my grandfather soldier.
Yeah.
I don't like a peaceful man, you know.
How long have you been in this country?
14 years.
14 years. Where did you come from?
I come from Pakistan.
From Pakistan.
Yes.
Nice home?
I make a nice, but not before nice.
No.
No. All broke.
Was it bad before?
Bad. Too much bad. I change window, change door. Joiner, yes.
Yeah. Excuse me, would you explain to your father, you know, what's happened?
कैमरे वाले इनका राजस्थान का कंसर्न नहीं है ये सिर्फ पुलिस डिटेक्टिव औरत आई है यानी कि ने देखा है बहुत चीज़ वगैरह सिर्फ दसन आई कि दादा किता हमने ये फिल्म बना रहे कि यानी कि पुलिस इन्हों दी डिपार्टमेंट जड़ी है ना ये उन्होंने बारे यानी कि और कितना कम करते पे बंदे उन्होंने दी फिल्म बना रही है ये सिर्फ यानी कि इन्होंने कम जिद्द किस तरीके ना कर रहे उदी फिल्म बनाने पे राजस्थान बार नहीं ये फिर इन्होंने पहले सन पूछा है तो लाना चाहते हैं अगर इसे लाओगे नहीं लाना चाहते तो नहीं हमने इनकार कर देता
Alright.
इनकार हो गया कैमरे के बारे में यानी कि कोई कंसर्न नहीं
Very good.
So you tell your father, as far as we, the police, are concerned now, obviously it will take your sister's name, address, and what she's done, but she's been what we call a caution. She's been cautioned. She doesn't have to go to court this time because she hasn't been in trouble before. But I've told her if she does it anymore, she will have to go to court. But I hope...
No, she's agree now.
Pardon?
She's agree. He do it. She is agree.
Oh yes, oh no.
She's
denied, yes,
agreed.
she's
Agreed. Yes.
Agrees.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
She's now told the truth.
I with you. You take it her and put in jail. I don't like any.
No, she told lies. She was very naughty. She told lies.
I tell that Mr. Before my son is taken some toffees, some house.
Yes.
Sergeant come here.
Yes.
I said take it.
Yeah.
I put in jail. I don't like the son.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like.
I've told her father. I've told her her father will probably punish her for stealing and for telling lies.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. You come my home, is it?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. But it's a shock now.
Oh, obviously a shock. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my
you know, put me onto a good cause.
in my religion, in my family, the first chance. In my families, first chance.
Yeah.
You know, my father in British Army, my grandfather is British Army. I am as a soldier in the army.
Yeah.
First chance, my family first chance.
Yeah.
I don't like the life. And anytime I said child, oh, peace.
You see, obviously she told lies. She told me the truth originally.
Excuse me.
And then she told lies because she was afraid. Obviously, because she knew you would be very angry.
Oh.
What I want, Mrs. Wallace, is, you know, about Rashida.
Yes.
This is a form we fill in here.
Yes.
Put history about the child. And the teacher that knows her. If you could just ring any of those which apply to her.
Yes.
That one and that one. You know, this is the behaviour in school.
Yes,
Please,
yes.
if you would.
Right.
Be it one or
Do you want me to
two.
do this now?
Or, yes, please, if you would. You ready for the Easter holidays?
Oh, I'll say.
Eh? How do you find her in school?
Odd.
Odd.
She's bags of self-confidence.
A bonny girl too,
Yes,
isn't she?
and she's the image of her sister, aren't they alike?
Yeah.
She works quite well for an immigrant, but she's always a lot to say for herself, and he's always asking to go out to the toilet and the medical room and this and that. Well, now I just don't let her go anywhere.
No,
now.
obviously, because she's going out, isn't she, and seeing what she can pick up.
Yes.
Yeah, if you could just ring any of those which apply, Mrs. Wallace, please. I'll let you know, if while I'm visiting the home and what have you.
Yes.
Anything, you should know.
Would you call her insolent, Betty?
No.
No.
She's too charming, she's too clever, isn't she, to be insolent?
This behaviour business, it's hard to say. Well, I can't say no trouble. I can't say tries hard, really. A problem, yes. Yeah. No interest, no, I can't say that. Mischievous. There was this business about the sneezing powder. Yes, she got some sneezing powder in somebody's eyes. Insolent, no. In bad company. She's the bad company. I've put a ring round it, but shall I put a question mark next to
No,
that?
it doesn't matter, love, no.
Rejects authority. Is she
Not
reject?
openly, does she?
No.
She pretends to be so, agreeable and
Yes.
but she still goes her own way, doesn't she?
Yeah. Occasional or persistent truant. I
No.
haven't known her to be truanting. Average intelligence, I think.
Pretty low score on both of those tests.
Yeah, but do you think that's her language?
Well, one isn't language, is it? The non-verbal isn't language.
No.
So I'd say, just generalising.
From my knowledge of her in integrated studies, I would put her at average. Yeah. Shy, no. Lonely, no. Moody, no. Nervous. Impulsive. Sullen, I don't think so. Quiet, cheerful, arrogant, aggressive.
Cheerful. No, I found her arrogant as well.
Have you?
Mind you, but obviously it's what you...
Yes.
Different situation, yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
Mhm.
Those three.
Yeah, that's fine. Fine. Thanks a lot, Mrs. Wallace. I'll keep in touch with you, love, about
On
about her.
her previous... When we transferred her from primary school, this is what they said about her. Reasonably intelligent, but unconcerned about learning, passive in lessons and not prepared to give in quality or quantity. Difficult in expressing her ideas, sly and easily tempted to pilfer and copy work if opportunities
Good description, that sly.
Yeah, now that's her junior school, which I wouldn't quote from my own point of view.
Eileen.
Yeah.
When this lot cropped up and said we suspected her before we'd seen anything on her, and asked him what he thought, and he said that all the time she'd been at junior school, they'd never actually managed to get her for anything, but she'd always been at the centre, and she'd always been under suspicion, but they could never actually pin anything on her. But he'd always, they'd recognised her as a thief.
I think she'll do it again.
She was excluded for NITS in November. Mind you, this is a problem with the immigrants. They don't seem to do the hair like we do it.
Hey, thanks for telling me.
Yes.
Because they're so easily caught, aren't they? Hey, so easy to catch them.
They are. Spread like
Thanks for telling me. Yeah, I'll keep in touch with you, Mrs. Wallace. Okay. And you,
yes,
Mrs.
nice
Lee.
to have met you.
And you.
Just a little aside, without filming. How do I know you apart from this?
Oh, I don't know.
I seem to know you socially. Where do you go for a drink?
Hare and Hounds.
That's it.
Is it?
You stand at the bar near Derek Bent, don't you?
No, Derek Bent's Grant.
Well, at that side.
Yeah, as you go in the door.
That's it.
Boozing.
Yeah.
As you go in the door, and you go in the door like that, and as the bar comes round.
Yes, and you stand slightly more to the other
wall,
side, the opposite.
To the wall.
Yeah, that's right.
Opposite.
Yeah.
To the other side.
When you came in, I thought, I know that face. Yes, that's it.
I'll have to act over them when I see you.
What about me?
Right, I'll know you. Hey, I'll know it. I'll give you a nod next time I see you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. See you again. Bye. Have a nice Easter.
And you too.
I think they see it as a disadvantage, our two, because they've got the horrible combination, so they would think, of a teacher for a mother and a copper for a father. As far as a kid's concerned, he's got to live this down amongst his friends, really. And he's got to be tried to be one of the lads more than the ordinary child, to give the impression to his peers that he's not part of the establishment.
And that the people at large expect our children to be better behaved as a result of their father being a policeman and their mother being a teacher. So they expect perfect behaviour from them. So they do have a problem from that point of view, don't they?
And we've said to the kids, you're a policeman's child and so on, and I'm a policeman, so be careful. Because people are so much more ready to jump onto you, if you put a foot wrong. And I'm not talking about anything serious either. Say, well, look, he's a policeman and look what he's done. And some neighbours are looking for it. And I wouldn't say in this district, but certainly one of the districts we lived in Accrington.
Possibly.
Yeah, well, there was one right opposite, wasn't it?
They removed.
Yeah, because her husband got locked up the day we moved in. And he wouldn't have got locked up but for us moving in, because a policeman was helping to move in. And there was a stolen excise licence on his motorcycle, and the policeman noticed it. And took it and showed it him. He tried to swallow it, and the police managed to get it out of his mouth, when he held the excise licence out. And he arrested him, and that was the last we saw the policeman who was supposed to be helping us move in. Well, of course, his wife wasn't too friendly with us after that, was she?
She was never friendly with us.
She was never friendly. No, she wasn't friendly at all. She used to make rude signs at the window.
He's been in the police force over 25 years now, and in 25 years the whole attitude of everyone has changed completely. The television, personally, I think is one of the things as well that has affected it. But everyone's morals are not as strict as they were in those days. There's so much more pilfering goes on everywhere, isn't there? By people who would never have dreamt of doing this 25 years ago. a slight rundown, really, haven't we? And people are always trying to cheat the taxman and things like this, which they wouldn't have done before. I suppose it's because you have to pay more and more taxes now that people want to evade that sort of thing, don't they? Or try to.
Probably I was something as a rebel when I was a youngster. I think I was when I was in the Navy. I can remember having leftish leanings politically when I was in my late teens, but later I changed. But I lacked experience then. I think basically this is one of the problems with student protests and so on. They've got the education at a fairly early age, but they haven't got the experience.
Why did you change? I mean, what made you reconsider?
I just living. You know, the experience of day-to-day life, family life, dealing with people. This probably made me change. Because if you're going to be a protester all your life, you're going to have a very unhappy life, aren't you? Obviously. You're going to have people onto you, you know, the establishment particularly, finish being locked up. Hello, is she in?
Pardon?
Is your mum?
The mother, no, she's at work. There's I'm in charge.
Oh, fun. Do you mind if they come in again with
no.
me? No.
And then after I want to speak to you, sir.
Is he... Was it you? Yeah.
And the auntie.
Where is he now?
Who?
George.
He's upstairs. I want to speak to you, sir.
Yeah, right, all right.
Because he's done this.
He's done that?
He's done that, and he hit me on my 5 times just last night, so. He's upstairs. And they want him to have his hair cut, and he won't, but the other lads is having theirs done.
As a result of this, have you bandaged that up? Or did you have to...
No, I did it till last night.
Yeah.
But it's all paining, but when they come home, I'm going to see what's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
Go to the hospital?
Yeah.
What
he's done.
Has he left any marks on your head anyway?
Come here. He made me have a headache last night.
We're going to time.
I only said one word to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
What?
We're going.
Yes,
Make
love,
a bed as soon as
yes,
possible for
all
you.
right. Or have you going for a little?
What's your wrist like?
It's not me out wrist, it's here.
It's just there, swollen. Yeah. You don't think it's not broken or anything?
I don't think
so. No. You see, what you can do in effect, if you think justified, you can make an official complaint to the police of a case of assault.
Yes.
But if you like, I'll deal with him for the time being.
I was told if he came.
Yeah.
His mother's just been on phone to say
Yeah.
his little brother's coming home. His sister has to go pick him up.
Go and get
And,
Georgia.
will you wish, please? And his sister told his mother that somebody said as you were here. So his mother said, well, tell your Auntie Mary to tell them what he's done, what he's been doing.
Yeah. Well, there's also, I want you as well, don't I?
Yeah. Do you want this fella, Gerald?
Yeah, I want you while I'm here.
Yeah, well, he's all right. Come on, Gerald.
I'll go and get Georgia.
What?
You wait.
What was his trouble with your mother last week? Didn't you hit your mother? Didn't you?
Which one?
At home? Didn't you?
No.
Oh, yes, you did. I heard about it. I was told about it. You've been cheeky with your mum and whatnot.
Come here.
Take your hands out of your pockets and I'll talk to you. You know what I said last time, don't you? Yeah. Well, I'm going to sort something else out for you. As a result of your behaviour last week towards your mother. Do you understand? I'll see you again. You keep your hands to yourself where your mother's concerned, right? Do what you're told. Where is he now?
He's upstairs. Do you want to?
Get out! When I say get out, you get out! When I said come downstairs, I meant come down.
He never told me that, John.
I said come downstairs.
I heard him tell you.
I never heard him. I was just getting up.
What have I told you about your behaviour here before? Hey?
You said, "Babe."
Who gave you the right to clamp your auntie over the head with an umbrella?
I never touched you.
Oh, yes, I can see the marks. And who's done a wrist?
I never touched the wrist.
And you were swearing, using 4-letter words at her, weren't you?
I weren't.
Oh, yes, you were. They're all telling lies. What about the complaint from the people next door? Why were they knocking on the wall?
Well, I weren't told that by my dad and my mum.
I've been told that. That's why I'm here. Now, it's a bit of a devil when the neighbours have to call me in, isn't it? Because of your behaviour. Now, get yourself dressed and come downstairs. Now. Don't put it on, George. Don't put it on. Get your drink. Have you had it? Well, come on, in here. There's nothing wrong with your stomach. Come on. In there. In there. Now then. You deny. Look at me. Look at me. Georgie. Look at me. Do you deny it in your auntie with that umbrella?
I never touched you with the umbrella.
Oh, yes, you did. Everybody says you did.
She tells lies.
Everybody tells lies here except George, is that it?
She tells like
What about the other ones?
Like a fella does,
What about the other ones? Are they all lying as well?
Yes, they are. I never even
all
touched
except
her.
George.
I never even put a finger on her.
What's it? No, you didn't. You put an umbrella on her. That's what you put on her, isn't it?
I never
Oh,
touched
yes,
her.
you did. And what about the hand? Was it the umbrella that did your hand as well? Was it the umbrella that did your hand?
No, he
Twisted it. He's telling lies about that as well.
Not
You
true.
didn't twist her hand either.
Not true.
Oh, dear. Look.
Even that fella doesn't like who he's going with
I'm
now.
not interested in that. I'm interested
Because
in...
he's told me what she's like.
I'm interested in you. I don't want to see you down there locked up. You don't want to be locked up, do you? Hmm? So the thing is, keep your hands to yourself here. Now answer me. Do you want locking up for assault? Hmm?
I don't know and I'm not bothered.
You're not bothered?
No, I don't know.
Do you want to try it, eh? Do you want to try it?
And if I did try, somebody will miss me. And that's not from this house.
Would it not?
No, it's not.
They would miss you from this house, I know that.
Somebody will miss me from somewhere else.
They'd miss you here as well.
Even Mrs. Odin will miss me. Even
Anyway.
that girl called Christine Jolly, she'll miss me.
Yeah. Anyway, look, George, lay off, all right? What I told you once before.
Even Mrs. Odin knows.
Listen.
Even Mrs. Odin knows what our Christian's like. Even she's told you what she's like.
Yeah. Listen, what I said before and what you should have done last night.
I did walk out.
Is walk out and quiet knock and forget about it. Because an argument as to whether a baby goes home yesterday or when it's going home today isn't worth all this trouble, is it really? Is it? Hmm? No, it's not. Right, so you lay off. All right. Don't, when we've gone, try it again. Because if I have to come back, I shan't leave you. Right? Understood? Right.
Your mother has left you that.
Does she think he deserves it? After all this? What's that for? Spending money?
Yes,
for
sir.
Get his dinner? Hold on, hope it quietens him off a bit. Because he can please himself here just as he wants, see? Like his stepdad daren't do what I've done, you know, this morning. And this is the problem. He's the biggest one here. He knows he's got the weight. and he's using it and taking advantage of it. And he wants to be in a position where he can please himself, you know, say things to you he shouldn't say, because he knows nobody can check him. So I brought him down a peg or two today, which is what's wanted. I don't like doing it this way, but it's what's wanted at the moment. I prefer to do it other ways, actually. Anyway.
Just having a look all around the stores and see.
Very nice.
Nothing doing?
No, they're all
No
at school.
kids been in?
No. Very quiet.
What time do they come out?
20 to 4. They were all out at 20 to 4.
They'll probably be back by then, but we're just having a little mooch round.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah.
I'll see you later. Why are you not at school?
Pardon?
Why are you not at school? Speaking to you. Why are you not at school? Come on. I'm a policewoman. Where have you been all day? It's all right. You're coming with me.
Yeah.
And don't try running away when we go outside, right?
Right.
Right, come. Have you stolen anything?
No.
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 Come on. Were you at school on Friday? Come on, the truth. You know what can happen if you don't go to school. Which school are you at? Were you at school last Thursday? Right, come in, you two. Now then, what have you been doing with yourself all today? Take your hands out your pockets and don't look at me like that, either. I think those are just silly excuses because you don't want to go to school, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
So don't tell me lies. You just don't like school, so you're truant. What about you? No excuses. I don't want any excuses. Why are you not at school? Because you don't like it. You've got to go to school. You better be in school in the morning because I'm going to check up. And if you're not, you will be in lumber. Is that understood?
Yeah.
So besides truanting, you're telling your parents lies, aren't you? Aren't you?
Yeah.
What were you doing in Woolworths?
Just having a look round.
Let's have a look in your pockets. Have you any money for anything?
Just bus fare.
So you might have started shoplifting, eh? That's how lads get in trouble truanting from school. And where's that from?
Oh, I've had it in my pocket a bit. I know all about it.
Is it stolen?
No.
You better tell me the truth.
No, I've had that for a bit.
Where do you get it?
Got it with a pair of pants.
Why's your tie not on?
That's been at school.
Did they give you dinner money as well? How much?
60 pence.
What have you done with it?
Spent it.
What on?
Chips and sauce.
Where from?
I don't know the name of the chip shop.
How much did that cost you?
I think it were...
How much did it cost you?
18 and a half, I think.
Right then. What did you do with the rest?
got another lot of chips, 7 pence worth. And got a walnut whip. A can of pop.
Right then. Your turn now.
Same.
And what else? Cigarettes?
No, don't smoke.
What else?
Can't remember it. What
You
else?
better remember what else you've spent your money on. Come on, I'm waiting.
Was fair.
Come on, let's go and see your mum.
You're not believing these that he's been stealing, have you? These tell more lies than anybody else.
Obviously, I saw him in Woolworths.
Well, I've walked through Woolworths loads of times and seen kids that you don't go down, I bet he's knocking stuff off, I bet he's knocking stuff off, I bet he's knocking
I didn't
stuff
say it.
off.
I just said to your mother when I came in, I saw your son in Woolworths, he's shoplifting.
You mentioned shoplifting.
I
No,
didn't mention it to your mother.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. I didn't say he had been shoplifting.
No, you didn't say that. You said
No.
you thought that he might have been shoplifting.
I didn't
No, she
say
didn't.
that
No,
at all.
she said. No, she said. It could have been shoplifting.
Well, I know she mentioned it.
Temptation was
The
there.
temptation's there for everybody, isn't it?
Which yeah, well, that's what she
Just
means.
because he's a kid,
Yeah, I
we're
know,
walking around,
but
don't mean
that's
that
what
he's got
they
to take
mean.
it.
Temptation is for any child, isn't it?
It's so for the police as well, and look how
yes,
he's up here every day,
Well,
police.
this is it, temptation for everybody. So I stopped him before he was tempted and brought him out.
I mean,
temptation for everybody.
In that case, you best go down to Woolworths tomorrow and take everybody else in case they pinch something.
I think, really, if your mother's any axe to grind or any, row to have with me, I think it's your mother's place, not yours. If your mother feels...
You said that you seen him in there, and you thought he might have been pinching. The temptation's there, so you took him out. So you best go down to Woolworths and every other store and take everybody out, because everybody could be pinching. There's going to be no left in store tomorrow.
First of all, just calm down a minute, will you?
You see, he gets irritated like me, Mum.
Why no, she's gone stealing tomorrow.
He gets irritated.
It wasn't, I'm just, a bit angry at that, Sally. It wasn't done in that vein. It was done because he was truanting.
No, we jumped up.
And,
precisely. I admit my fault, though. I jumped.
Oh, everybody does.
I jumped to conclusion.
I do.
Well, you see, as soon as you mentioned Woolworths...
I was just about to say, I've seen him in Woolworths as opposed to school,
Well, you see,
town.
he is like me. He jumped... As soon as you mentioned Woolworths...
I was going.
He thought right away, hello. And I mean, it is his brother, and he has a right, which he has a right to stick up for, I mean, I should have waited first to listen.
Anyhow, it's all sorted out
But
now.
you see, I can't help it. As soon as I saw the police, and as soon as I saw your face through that window, well, that way.
Schizophrenic or something, isn't this kid?
Schizophrenic.
Wouldn't be so. The psychologists, obviously they find something wrong with him, somewhere. Oh, this is Glenn.
This is Glenn, yeah.
Is it? Go on. Stand round here, never mind what's going on there. Look at me. My name's Sergeant Ray, a policeman. Why should I have to come and see you? Are you going to talk to me? Are you going to talk to me? Well, listen, either you talk to me here, or we go down to the police station. I'll wait for you to talk down there. Now, your teacher spoke to you and told you a few days ago that if you didn't behave yourself, she would send for the police. Is that right? Is it? Well, I'm here. I'm not wearing a uniform, but I'm a policeman just the same. Now, there's certain things I want to know from you. The first thing we'll talk about is a cowboy suit. Do you know what I'm talking about, Glenn? How old are you, by the way? How old are you? 7? Big lad for 7. When are you 8? You don't know? Not long off, I believe. Anyway, let's get back to stealing. You know what I'm talking about? Where did you get the cowboy suit from? And I want the truth. From where? From a big boy. Which big boy? Does he go to this school? Does he? Well, Mr. Howard said that he's seen the big boy, and the big boy says you didn't get it from him. Well? How many times have you stolen from a shop? Once? More than once?
No.
Pardon? How many times have you stolen from a shop? More than once, is it?
I haven't stolen from a shop.
You haven't stolen anything from a shop. Where did you get the gun from?
My friends.
Pardon? From where?
Friends.
From a friend. Did the friend give it to you, or did you take it from your friend? He didn't want you to take it? Or did he? No? Who was the friend?
Neil.
Did he want you to take it? You took it without his permission? Did you?
No.
Did he say you can have it? Which Neil is he in this school? So if I asked Neil if he gave you a gun, he would say yes. Or would he say you took it without him saying yes? Well, is that what he would say? I thought so. Why should he give you a gun? What else has he given you?
A little gun.
A little gun? All from the same boy? What about the felt tip pens? Where did you get those from? From where?
Country.
I can't tell what you say. You what?
Country.
Can you tell what he says?
Mark Alton.
Mark Alton. Oh.
That's the little boy who we gave the top to.
Top 2. But when you got these from Mark, these felt tip pens, where were they? In his coat, in his pockets, desk, where?
Just in here.
Did you ask for them? Did you ask him for them?
No.
No. Now, I don't think you're telling me the truth, Glenn, are you, about the cowboy suit? Are you? Are you?
Yes.
You're
Excuse
not?
me, Sergeant
I don't
Mayor.
think so.
But he did tell me his mummy brought it him.
Oh, that's a
He said
different
Father
story.
Christmas had brought it. Mummy brought it you for Christmas. Didn't you, Glenn? Now, come on, tell us, where did it come from?
Where did it come from? Now, do you want to tell me here, or shall we go down to the police station and we'll see how long it takes you to tell me there?
Come on now, tell us where it came from. You told me Mummy had brought it, didn't you? Father Christmas had brought it and Mummy had brought it. Now, come on, tell us.
That wasn't true, was it? Was it? No. And it's not true that a big boy gave it you, is it? Is it? No. All right. Now, that's two stories you've told about it. You told me one. You told the teacher one here. Now, third time, let me have the truth. Now, try for the truth this time. Where did it come from?
Christmas.
Where?
Father Christmas.
Off Father Christmas. No, it didn't. No, you get your Father Christmas things from home, don't you? Don't you? Father Christmas leaves them at home for you. But you didn't get a cowboy suit at home this Christmas from Father Christmas, did you? No. Your mother said you didn't. So you were back to that lie again. Now I think we'll have to go down to the police station, won't we? And see if we can get the truth there. You were promised that, weren't you, the other day?
No.
Yes, you were.
I told you, didn't I, the other day? When someone came to school and said you'd been stealing apples. One of the children. I said, you know, Glenn, what's going to happen to you? Didn't I? No. Mr. Howarth warned you, didn't you? That we'd have to get Sergeant Ray to come and speak to you. You are a silly boy, aren't you?
Have you a coat?
Yes.
In school? Oh.
Shall I take him? Because I don't
Please.
think he'll arrive back.
Yeah, that's all. I'll go with him. Or else, you know.
I'll go. You go and get your coat.
No, it's all right. It might be better if he's somewhere a little bit more uncomfortable. You know, out
Yes,
of the
that's
sun.
right. Yes, it might well
And
be. Yes.
since she said that this would happen, you know, I really ought to follow it up.
Certainly.
You know.
I think so.
And
Yes.
I don't parents won't mind anyway.
No,
So,
no.
and then
Well,
I'll
that's all
take
right.
him home.
Providing they don't mind.
I'll take him home from there.
Thank you.
You know,
Yes.
I'll let him think he's stopping a bit.
Yes.
But I can't
Yes.
hold him there.
No.
Finished up in court.
Excuse me, it is just turned up to me that he did take the apples from the fruit shop. Just one.
From the fruit shop.
And didn't you just take one as you went past?
What's about it?
Well, you just told me you took it because it looks so nice.
Where did you get the money from?
From my mum.
Your mum doesn't give you any money, she said.
He owned up going through that.
And other boys and girls have seen you doing it, haven't they? Other children have seen you take the fruit, haven't they?
I haven't took it. Burned it.
Pardon?
Burned it.
Yeah, but your mum doesn't give you any money. So where could you buy it? Or how could you buy it if she doesn't give you any money? I think we're sorted out down there. And it depends on what you tell me as to whether you go home tonight or not. You understand?
No, that's right, no.
Leftover run.
Come on.
That's it.
You're upsetting the teachers at school as well, aren't you? You're upsetting your mother and father. Right. We'll go and have a talk to Mr. Arthur
Thank
at the
you.
police station.
Thank you,
there.
Sergeant. Right.
He said through the hall when he was going through. I said, what happened to the apples? I said, did you just take one? Yes, he said only one.
Only one, yeah. But he's a little bit bothered about me, I think, coming back here and having to face me. Right. Thanks, Mr. Howard. Thank you. Bye-bye. Haven't been here before, have you? You're going to be a regular visitor? Out.
Yeah,
is what we keep these places for. People who keep telling lies and people who steal as well. Where did the pistol come from?
From Neil.
From Neil. You tell me you haven't got any friends in school. Have you no friends in school?
Yes.
Who are your friends?
Neil and Mark and Richard.
Are they? Do you play with them out of school as well?
Yes.
When you go home, do you?
Yes.
And which was the one who gave you the cowboy suit?
Richard.
Richard. But you told them at school Father Christmas had brought it you, and that was a lie. Will it be a lie when I go and see Richard's mother and father?
No.
We better hadn't be. Because you took it from him. He let you play with it, because I know you. We know all about you. He had no choice, had he? You took it from him.
I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did. You frightened him into giving it you then. Didn't you?
No.
Because you've landed out when you've not got your own way in school, haven't you? You've had tantrums, lost your temper. Haven't you?
Yes.
Yes, all that's got to stop. Otherwise, you finish up in here. And the only person you can lose your temper with is you, isn't it?
Yes.
Have a good look round. Have a look round what it's like. Not very nice. Bars at the window outside there. No television, no comics, no mattress to sleep on. When you go to sleep at night, do you have a light on sometimes? Get a bit frightened in the dark? Sometimes, do you?
Yes.
Well, it was very dark in here.
When it's right dark, I do.
What sort of children do you take this out? Why would you use that?
Well, I use that as a last resort, usually. That's the first time I've met him. And in fact, really, it's the first time I've taken anybody into a cell, the first time I've met them. Because if they call you bluff, you can't do anything about them. You can't lock them in a cell. I've taken kids and locked them in a cell maybe for half an hour, 20 minutes, and kept an eye on them and through the peephole, you know, to see that they're all right. But this has always been with the full cooperation of the parents. It's to show them what really does happen. Eventually, you know, if you carry on with that type of behaviour. Usually, a lot of them, you know, it terrifies them to a certain extent, obviously. But it's a sort of shock treatment. And in, you know, in several cases, it's worked. I've had no problems after that. They said, I don't want to go back there again. Hello, Mr. Taylor. What I wanted to tell you was about this cowboy outfit and whatnot, you know. You got that out of the house as well, didn't you? And the Indian suit? The usual response, isn't it? The usual response. When you talk to him, you know, in the normal course of a day, conversation-wise, does he answer you straight away?
No.
He's quite... No?
He can talk better at times, same as when he talks to Roy upstairs at night. We hear him. But, when he was younger, he was slow talking, like. And he went to a speech therapist, like, for so long. But they said he was lazy in his speech. He just won't.
Well, they should know.
And at times when you're asking him any questions, same as about these things,
that's when he clams up.
He won't answer straight away.
Up,
Or say it right low down and slow.
Do you want to come back with me again? What then? What's the answer? What's the answer, Glenn? You know, don't you? Don't take anybody else's stuff, right? I know you can talk quite well They tell me at school you can. You can chat it to all the lads down there. You told some you've been to the police station, haven't you? Pardon? Yeah, one boy. Well, the teacher told me that another boy said you'd told him. You'd been down to the cells at the police station. So you must have told somebody, wasn't you? Hmm? Yeah. Right, anyway, we'll leave. I'll see you again anyway. See whether I'll come again next week to see if you're behaving yourself, Glenn. Right.